What if you could go back to where it all began? Back to your first world, the first block you ever placed. Today we will be surviving 100 days in Minecraft version 1.0. We have set ourselves 3 goals for these 100 days. To make a house, to get full diamond gear, and to do something that I was never able to do as a kid, beat the Ender Dragon. So sit back, relax, and let's start on day 1. On the first day we loaded into our surroundings and I immediately had a wave of nostalgia wash over me. Seeing all of these old textures really brought back memories as I punched my first tree down. There was something about this old landscape that made me remember how I felt as a kid, playing this game for the first time with endless possibilities. I snapped out of my nostalgia coma and started to progress in the game. I started by making some tools and noticed some quality of life changes that weren't in version 1.0. Then I went to a nearby cave to upgrade my equipment where I found some stone, coal, and even some iron. While waiting for my iron to cook, I decided that I needed some food, and sadly for them, there were plenty of cows. After gathering some food, we went back into the cave to gather some more stone in order to make more tools, and that's when the music started. I don't know what it was, but the music hit me very hard. It could be because I don't play with music on anymore, or it could be my surroundings. Whatever it was, it brought out a part of me that I haven't felt since I was a kid, playing split-screen Minecraft with my sister. We would then continue to gather more coal and iron before upgrading our tools and sadly killing more cows. There had to be 50 cows because I was gathering food until it became our first night in our new world. I honestly don't remember the first night being this scary when I was a kid. I just started running, searching for a place to call home while being relentlessly attacked by monsters. Towards the end of the night, we came across a village in the desert where I could sleep, if they had beds. Turns out in 1.0, villages didn't have any beds in them, so I ended up staying the night with my 2 new friends, Harold and Gerald. The sun rose on day 2 as I fought off the remaining monsters and left the villagers with 1 wheat seed to live off of as I took the rest. We then sheared sheep as we adventured, looking for a place to live. We ended up spending the rest of day 2 waiting for our food to smelt as it felt slower than normal to me. The sun set and I placed down a familiar red bed and went to sleep. On day 3, we decided to venture across the ocean in our new boat. It was a bit slow at first. Okay, very slow at first, but we managed to get going. I finally found land and forgot that in earlier Minecraft versions, your boat would break if it slightly hit something. We then kept looking for a place to live, not finding much, but this weird colored grass. And on the end of day 3, I found a nice little bay area where I thought it would be a good place to call home. At the start of day 4, I decided to explore the area to get comfortable with my surroundings when I found a new friend. Okay, I'm kidding, that wasn't a friend, but I have no clue why it barely did any damage to me. Then, for the rest of day 4, I decided to clear out the area where we wanted to build our starter base. We spent the entirety of day 5 on our new house. Days 6 through 13 were spent building up our house. Building is definitely more difficult in version 1.0 as there is only one type of wood planks, and that is what we know as oak wood today. There are also no upside down stairs and slabs only go on the lower half of the block. Anyways, most of the time spent during these days were on our basement, which ended up turning into the main room of our house in the next 90 days. We decided that we needed a break from building, so for the next 2 days we dug a mineshaft all the way down to Y12, which we will revisit later, but we found some iron on the way down. After starting our mine, we returned to the house to finish building. While finishing the house, we needed to craft fences, and I was dumb to assume that the crafting recipes would be the same. I spent the entirety of day 17 trying to find the old fence recipe. I ended up finding it and finishing the inside of the house. On days 19 and 20, we made farms for wheat so that we could get seeds for chickens and sugarcane so we could make paper, and finish decorating the outside of the house. On day 21, I gave you guys a house tour, but I forgot to turn my mic on, so let's pretend that I'm talking live. So out front, we're gonna have a wheat field. On the side, we do have a sugarcane farm, and we're gonna go inside. You can see we have a nice painting. We have a huge ceiling. We have a chandelier up there. We also have a nice furnace if you want to smelt anything. You know, we're gonna head upstairs. We have our red bed. We have a chest store valuables. We have 1 window, 2 windows, believe it or not, a 3rd window. Now we're gonna head downstairs where everything is gonna be happening in the future. Right now, it's not a lot. We just have a few chests, but you know, it gets the job done. We just have some normal chests. For days 22 through 28, we went mining, and it brought me back to when I was a little kid sitting on my living room floor in my first survival world. I was reminded of how it felt to be a carefree kid again as I mined for an hour or 2, reliving the joy as I found my first diamonds all over again. There's something about strip mining in 1.0 that isn't there when I mine in my current Minecraft world. We ended the mining session as I had some grown-up things to do in real life, but we came away with some pretty good loot and even made ourselves a diamond pickaxe. We started off day 29 by gathering some obsidian for an enchanting table and eventually another portal. We also needed to craft some books for the enchanting table, and of course that recipe is still the same. Wrong. It took me the better part of a Minecraft day to figure out what the old crafting recipe was for a book, but we finally figured it out and started our enchanting room and went to bed for day 29. On day 30, we dug out a place for another portal in our main room, and something about old Minecraft is if you're in any place that was originally underground, you would hear cave noises, and they freaked me out horribly. We also found out for some reason if you place 2 slabs on top of each other, it breaks faster with a pickaxe instead of an axe. I'm not sure why, but I felt like mentioning it. Anyways, we lit up the portal and started on a little project that would lead a path connecting the basement to the main floor of my house that took us the rest of day 30 and most of day 31. I know we're only a third of the way in, but I wanted to be well prepared to fight the Ender Dragon. When I was a kid, I never fought the Ender Dragon. I barely even went to the Nether, so I wanted to make my younger self proud and finally beat the dragon in old Minecraft. Our first step of preparation was to get arrows, which require flint, sticks, and feathers, so I ventured out with my wheat seeds in hand to find chickens for feathers. I then had 2 days pass. No chickens came amass. I don't know what that means, I hope I said it right, but it's day 34 and I finally found chickens, but there's one problem. They don't want my wheat seeds. Turns out in Minecraft version 1.0, chickens don't want wheat seeds for some reason. I quickly ran back to the house and grabbed wheat because maybe that's what they like instead, and it worked. Some chickens followed me and then I trapped them in a pen where they will never be able to leave. On day 36, we threw on some iron armor and ventured into the Nether. Like I said earlier, the Nether is a place I tried to avoid when I was playing Minecraft as a kid, so it felt very weird coming back. It felt old, but it also felt new for me. The goal for this Nether trip was to locate a Nether fortress in order to get blaze rods, and we spent a good half hour before finally finding one, and after finding it, we wrote down the coordinates and headed back to the overworld as we would come back later. For days 39 through 49, we went back into the mines as we wanted to get full diamond armor before fighting blazes, as I'm not too confident in myself with iron armor. We spent a good amount of time in the mines, and it made me realize that maybe I've been rushing through Minecraft in recent years. This slow grind of 1.0 was really nice, as it felt like I've earned everything because I had to spend a lot of time and effort into even the smallest of things. Once we were back from our mining adventure, we found a dog outside, who we tamed and almost immediately lost, but he lived, it's okay. We then crafted ourselves a diamond chestplate and pants, enchanted the chestplate, and headed back into the Nether for our blaze rods. Once we were in the Nether, we went to the Nether fortress that we found earlier. We boxed in the blaze spawner, and it only took me a couple of Minecraft days to get all the blaze rods that I needed. Once we got back on day 54, we decided that we needed a secret room to store all of our treasure in. I'm not going to tell you guys where it is because I don't want you guys to steal any, but I did put up a painting that has nothing behind it. The next day we started farming some gravel for flint as we would need it for arrows. We ended up getting around 28, which isn't too much, but progress is progress. On day 56, I have no clue what I was doing. I kind of just wandered around, I think. I honestly don't know. Then on day 57, we decided to see what fishing could offer us, and surprisingly enough, it was just fish. Like, only fish. I kind of expected something more, but I forgot that this is Minecraft version 1.0. For the rest of the day, we wandered around with our fishing rod, treating animals with respect. For nights 58 through 63, we stood in a field trying to get ender pearls so we can get to the end, as this is the only way to do so in version 1.0. The thing is, endermen barely spawn, and when they do, they barely drop ender pearls. So over the 5 nights we were there, we only got 11 ender pearls, so we decided to head home and gather more later. On days 64 through 68, we went back into the mines to get the remaining diamonds we would need to finish crafting our gear, and boom, we have full diamond armor and tools. After that, I realized I was running out of my food supply from day 4 and decided to go kill every single cow within a 1,000 block radius, and that got us to about a stack of steak. On days 70 to 72, we decided to go back to killing endermen for ender pearls, but we only managed to get 1. But on the bright side, we did get a good amount of arrows and XP. Once we got back, we started to gear up to fight the Ender Dragon. We crafted all the arrows we could, gathered blocks, backup armor, anything you could ever need. I went to bed before setting out to defeat the dragon and beat the game when I heard this dull sound. It was the rain. In all my time playing Minecraft, I have never remembered the rain sounding like this. It reminded me of sitting inside while the rain pours outside, and it was very comforting to me. Once we woke up on day 74, we decided to make a little place for our dog. We named him Kentavious Caldwell Pope. Don't ask me why, it was the first thing that came to my mind. Until day 77, we were gathering ender pearls, as I didn't think I had enough for the portal, but we ended up getting 4 more before heading out to beat the dragon. On day 78, we set out to do something that younger Nemo could only dream about. Playing through these last 77 days have made me appreciate the game more, as I feel like usually I speed through the game so I can build and get elytra. I believe we get nostalgic for old Minecraft because we want to feel like we did when we were younger, when we played to have fun, not beat the game. Anyways, we opened up the end portal on day 81, ready to fight the dragon, and jumped in. I loaded into the end, ready to fight, when immediately the dragon came rushing towards me. I paused because I wasn't aware that they could do that. I thought that maybe it would just hit me up. Oh boy, was I wrong. It hit me off the edge and I paused again and spent about 10 minutes thinking what I could do when I came up with nothing. I accepted my fate and knew that I would return to defeat the dragon. I spawned back in my familiar red bed and got straight into the mines. I was devastated, but I wasn't gonna give up that easily. If I was a kid, I'm sure I would put down my controller and never play the game again. But I'm a big kid now, so I mined until day 88 where I was able to craft a full set of diamond armor and a sword. We then spent days 89 through 95 killing skeletons and chickens for arrows and endermen, so if I do get hit off again, we would survive. And hey, we got a music disc too. We geared ourselves back up again, ready to get our payback on the dragon, and on day 97, we went back to the stronghold to finally beat the game and make younger Nemo proud. We arrived with only 1 day left to accomplish our goal. It was do or die. We loaded into the end and I used my first of 2 ender pearls to get to the main platform safely. There I started to fight endermen so I could possibly get another pearl that I could use later, when all of a sudden it happened again. It happened so quick I wasn't able to aim properly and missed with my last ender pearl. Now obviously it didn't feel good to not defeat the ender dragon, but I honestly think younger Nemo wouldn't care. Playing through these 100 days have made me realize that I've been playing but not enjoying it to its fullest. It's about the adventure, not the end point. Younger me was right. You don't need to speed through to have fun. You need to slow down and enjoy everything that's around you. And no, I'm not talking about Minecraft. Later.